Hello, and welcome to the final stream for the Nest. I will be finishing up Tier 4 and Tier 5. Tier 4 consists of 2 dragons, and then Tier 5 has Vishmatar, just 1 dragon. For those who haven't missed previous streams, I go into detail about Stormhaven, the server. Check out the Tier 1 video. But essentially, this is a raid zone on the Stormhaven EQ emulator server. It is a legendary server on EQ emulator. It's free to play. So what I did was downgrade my warrior's gear to a level that was that of which when I was farming the nest. So this is a lot of its LDON gear and Dranic. And then once again I got Bear Hammer with me. He's not gonna help, but he's gonna pick at the carcass, so be nice that the loots won't rot. And there's Bummy, the worthless beast lord. No, Bummy's a awesome player. He's gonna watch me and hope that I fail, so thank you. I appreciate your confidence in me. Very kind of you. If you come on the if you log on Stormhaven, give Bummy help for me, please. Or can log on and death touch him, something. All right. So Tier 4 is over here with the prismatic eggs. That's right next to the lava NPC that warps you to Tier 2. So in Tier 4, basically there's 2 scales to upgrade dependent to the last tier, which is Tier 5, where Vishmatar is. And then the legs drop in Tier 4. So let's go. Again, this goblin is when you have pages 1 through 9, you want to turn them into him to get the part of the key to open the most inner door to Vishmatar. Oh wait. I got used to the silence, so it kind of throws me off, like listening to the combat music again. Ooh. It's that coin. 5 copper. Hey, still better than your deeps. You beast lord, you. He's just jealous of that 1 silver. So yeah, clearing the trash in Tier 4 is not a big deal. The trash in Tier 4 was, or sorry, Tier 3 was much more of a nuisance with the traps. This is all rubbish. So I'm going to cheese it to speed up the video a little bit. Yeah. That's good. And I'm going the wrong freaking way. Pull it together, pull it together. And you want to know what's going on with that pile of bears behind me. It's really not fair. He's calling for hacks, which is true. So, excuse me. Tier 4 and Vishmatar, for that matter, basically these last 3 dragons all have a emote that they will give off. Let me. That guy's fine. One will be so and so prepares breath attack, so he will do a cone attack to his front that will hit all mobs. So basically, if he said breath attack, he would hit Madra. He can also emote, or she. I do not know. I can't tell the gender of the dragon. Sorry. That so and so prepares the claws attack on the left or right side. So if I was right here, I would take the emote. By the way, if can't say for, I'm not sure, but I think the breath attack is immune on the tank, but it will hit everyone else. So it's got a breath attack, a claw attack, or it will emote for the tail that it will do a sweeping attack. So you want to move your group. One easy method is just control it with the warrior. So for example, if I got emote for the tail, I could spin the dragon around and have the melee stay where they're at, so they don't get the hit. The other mechanic that this dragon in particular will do is that statues will appear randomly around the mob. If you and it's timed, so like later on my DPS, I can just burn this thing down and I don't have to worry about the statues. But I know with my current gear level, I'm going to need to DPS them down. What I recall from them is that they hit hard. It's like a small like AE range they have, so you just want to basically range DPS them down. So I'm just going to use my ranger, and then if a statue spawns near one of my party members, I'm just going to move them. So what I normally do for this dragon is I bring my tunes behind it. That way I know where my casters are, because I definitely don't want them to get hit by the like a tail emote. Why is my... Oh. Yes. That's why my cleric's dying. I mean, probably recalls better than I do. So yeah, if you leave the statues up and don't deal with them, they heal them or heal the dragon for 1%, which doesn't sound bad, but again, you're DPSing it slow, and then they start to add up, and it gets really hectic. So I really recommend killing the ads, but you can try to burn down the dragon, and he goes down, they despawn. But you get 3 or 4 of them, and then you're trying to avoid it with your group, and then he's ticking for 3-4% health. I know it used to wipe our raid back in the day. Nothing. 1 silver. Alright. Gonna remove this debuff. Down with it. So again, he's rooted. So I don't really have to worry about aggro. I don't have to worry about building it up. But I do want to make sure I get my slow up. And like before, I'm going to use my Shaman staff to get the long duration slow on him. Resisted. Listen to that happy music. Alright. So swap behind. Oh. Shame on me. I'll let them take the AE. See if I can tell how much I hit for. Oh, and I haven't been watching for the statues either. See if I can see how much this hits for. So right there is the mana shed. So right there is the right arm attack, so it's going to attack on the sides. Music. That's pretty much it to this fight. It's just dodging the AE mechanic. And then killing that Mana Guardian. The other dragon's pretty much the same thing, except for it's got eggs that are timed and specific percentages. Like, I totally forgot what percentages. I think like 75, 50, 25. Oops. You lazy rogue, get behind that mob. Oh, guess he was on his ass. I happen to resist that tail attack, but normally your resist wouldn't be this high. I guess I still need to nerf my other tunes. But I mentioned in the first video that I took a ridiculous amount of time to re-aug my warrior, so I was kind of lazy with unauging the other tunes. Like my warrior or my rogue has 80k HP. The rogue has more freaking HP than the warrior. Actually, all the tunes have more HP than the warrior. They just basically decided that if the warrior wipes, it's a wipe from there. And then if like one of my alts went to like 30 HP, I basically would say they would be dead. So yeah, there was some dots there, but I was doing a lot of resisting, but normally I remember doing a lot more macro healing for that fight. So these can be used to make Oggs from the ingredients that you get from Broodlands. There's recipes like you can make a type 1 in Og with it used to be 170 HP, but now it's a double, so 340 or whatever. I can't do math. But they sell for 8k. A little upgrade to the neck that we saw in tier 3. Oh, so as a reminder, in tier 4, the dragons can drop a tier 1 epic piece or a tier 2 epic piece. So in this particular case, it dropped 2 tier 1 pure caster. And warrior belt. Oh, that's a really nice warrior belt or tanky. Dodge 6. And then the nest arrow. So there's an arrow in Dreadspire, an arrow here in the nest, and then the last arrow you can get is in Dranic. You get it for the Classio. And then this scale is for the charm upgrade. Finally, chain legs. So the prismatic eggshells, I don't think I mentioned yet. Those are for making the BP, which you need the Vishmatar scale, which he's the tier 5 mob. You need 2 prismatic eggshells, and then you need and then if you get a name in this tier, he can drop a blood from either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. So if you missed it there, you have a random chance to get one of the bloods from the previous tiers. And do more cheese, but so Bearhammer mentioned that his map doesn't work. One thing that I noticed that a lot of times my map would actually get erased, and this was one of the zones that triggered it to erase for whatever reason. And what I did was I went in my map file in my EQ directory, and I just made it so the file was like no write, so basically it wouldn't get erased. I don't know what causes it, but this zone in particular, I would lose my map often and it sucked. Yeah, right protected. That's what I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I would recopy your files and then make them so they're all right protected. Yep. Come bust me right now. The Mac request is not an offense, but that map white right protection sure is. You motherfucker. That's classic, losing your map. You're lucky to have a map. Now we stare at my shaman. don't even know why I'm looting this stuff. There is a chance for a rare type 1 AUG that's tradable. It's extremely rare. I've only seen it once. I got a cloth map from one of the expansions, but it was like the 5th or 6th one. No, I didn't. That's a lie. That was Skyrim I'm thinking of. Never mind, I never got an Everquest map. We were talking veteran stories in out of character before I started the stream. The days when Beast Lords were good. That's a lie, they were never good. I remember watching a Beast Lord in Volkator's lair because I started late Lukeland. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, like your pet tanks and like you can solo this camp and kills my warrior. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this guy again has 3 emotes, and then he will have timed ads, and then at certain percents, these eggs will pop and there'll be ads, so it's basically peel for ads and then back on the dragon. And sometimes when trying to spin the dragon, that's a little annoying with the rocks around here. But, oh, goodbye. Again, I would be taking time to get aggro, but since this mob's rooted, closest proximity basically takes precedence over anything else. So there's I just saw the emote for A cracking. But the warrior, you gotta be careful not to get out of range of the dragon and then have someone else tanking. Dragon. Which again, my alts are well geared, so you probably won't see anything like crazy like them spiking and dying, but pretty much for anyone else that's first tackling the zone, their alt will get smacked real good. So the Storm Cloud, I think that's a timed ad, the Storm Cloud. Yeah. Up behind. So there, I just spun him around. I told my character to stop. I have a stick stop and then key press escape. That way the stick drops from my melee tunes. That's a good way to prevent them from continuing the attack and from spinning around. That is a good buff. Good lord. Bummy mentioned a two-hand blunt. Oops. The two-hand blunts are... Like, Berserkers, their epics work just fine, but, like, this is actually the, like, strongest, like, two-hand weapon that you can make on the server. And while I got nice augs in it, like, my one-handed epic has, like, more HP and AC. So, Bummy's kind of just mocking it. Because, Beast Lord's double attack. I actually plan on contributing this tier 6 weapon to Bummy one day, so his DPS can continue to be mocked. That Beast Lord's stealing my ad. Need a GM, please. So breath attack. Yeah, I didn't take damage. That's what I thought. The tank is unaffected by the AEs. Street dog. Again, I'm not disking or not using any burns, so even though I got like frost grip weapons, again, the zone is not made to be one group necessarily. The only reason why I'm getting away with it is because I got gear from a higher level raid tier. This root's a pain to deal with. There's not as many mobs rooted in Dranic and other raid tiers, but it is good to learn how to handle your box group with the raid or rooted mobs. I had to learn this especially with TACV version 2 when mobs are basically one-shotting anything but my warrior when they get in proximity of the named. So I had to really get my macros down. That's where the stick move back. I had to kind of learn that. Stick 11 behind, move back. So if like my rogue went in closer range to my warrior, if he went like distance 3, he would move back to 11. Where if I didn't have to move back in there, he would just stay at a distance of 3. I'm having a fun time like reading chat, trying to talk and raid. So I apologize for being a little spacey with my talk. Tail attack. There's another time, Dad. Yeah, I don't use those, but they're a good item at the cost of having a dot on you to give you a damage modifier. It says 1 HP, but really it's like 2k a tick. Oh, I lied, there was one more set ass. If Bummy the Beasler wasn't here, we'd be wiping. But luckily Bummy's on our side. Thank you, Bummy. Not awkward. So we got a tier 2 epic piece for Pier and Melee. A caster belt. Don't use PvP strats on me. That's really good. That's a very good pog for Rangers. Slot 4. That's actually like one of the best. Actually, I'm gonna make sure my Ranger doesn't need that thing. That's lore. Silk pants and then two shoulders there, so. But they got cool clicky. So with those two scales, you hand into the NPC at the beginning. Actually, wait. Yeah, you hand those two scales in. The shadow scale. Oh, and then you hand in your charm from. That's it. I gotta type it out. 2 scales plus Dreadspire charm plus the tier 3. I'm actually questioning it now. Look on the wiki. It's been too long. But yeah, because you need the nest charm to get into the first fish door, so that's gotta be correct. He will hand you one of those scales back. It's a bug. I think he hands you back Aerith Mara's scale, but he'll give you the nest charm. So we will Suker and then go to the entrance zone to fight fish. I find it. I know my rogue hat. Yeah, the Charm of Combat Mastery. Make sure it's not the contributor one for anyone doing that. So either you'll have the Charm of Combat Mastery or the Charm of whoever the caster one version is. They have to be the Dreadspire version to work.